finding the balance between confidence and arrogance. You might actually not think that it's about finding a balance. You might think it's more about, how do I find confidence and how do I get rid of that arrogance? But what happens when arrogance is attached as a side effect of confidence? The way I see it, there's two really important steps in navigating this. The first is that understanding that confidence in yourself is one of the most vital parts of getting what you want out of life. Now, everyone sees that differently. Some people see money. Some people see a family. Some people see having free time for their hobbies, doing what they love. But no matter how you see it, the way to get there is confidence. To me, confidence is understanding that deep down, you are capable of achieving whatever it is that you're after. There's always going to be a voice in your head that tells you that you might not be good enough. And as you grow, you might make that voice shrink, but it's always going to be there in some capacity. And that's okay. But the first step to getting what you desire is just truly believing that you're capable. The second step here is changing your relationship to arrogance. Maybe that's why you ask the question, you don't have the best relationship with it. It's quite frankly a fear-based question. You're asking, what if I come off as arrogant? And over time, you'll learn the difference of identifying the two of them and which one's which. But right now, you're concerned, what if I do it wrong? Instead of taking control, taking action confidently, what if I accidentally slip and I'm arrogant? Now, you may not have expected to hear this, but it's okay. People that love you will understand. You will forgive yourself. So what if you just tried? What if you said, from now on, I'm going to be confident in myself, in those around me, in the path that I've made for myself. I will be intentional in pursuing my goals. And guess what? Maybe you will get a little hit of that arrogance along the way. You might realize it too. You might be like, oh, okay, that didn't feel good. Let me not do that again. But making that mistake and learning from it sounds way better than doing nothing about it. And in fact, sometimes I think we all need a little hit of that delusion. Just a little hit. Just a little espresso shot to take a real shot at something in life. You need a little bit of that crazy. 15 years ago, I thought if I found a way to get in front of a microphone and play a video game, that people would listen. People would watch. Do you realize how crazy that sounds? Or at least how crazy that sounded then? It completely changed my life. If I was worried about how arrogant that sounded or that was, I never would have done it. I think you have to be a little bit crazy. You don't have to be full crazy. I'm not saying that, but you got to be a little bit. You ever notice how the most successful people are all crazy? Have you ever realized that? Maybe crazy is a loaded term here, but it's basically just belief, unapologetically, that you can imagine. Maybe you're one thing today, but you can at least imagine that you can be something else the next. And if you don't believe that you're capable, you're never even going to try. Look, the last thing I'll say is that when you make it, not if, when you get to where you want to go, there are a few risks, but I promise you will get better at managing them. If you ever feel the need to show off to anyone but yourself about how great you are, you've gone too far. If you think at any point that you're better than someone else, You could be better at certain things. We all are better at certain things than others. We have our talents. But I'm talking like if you think like human being, you're somehow above another human being. Look, I consider myself confident. I'm not confident because I think I'm more capable than anyone. I'm confident because we're all capable. If you really think deep down that your success is because of you, not those around you who have helped you, not your family, not your friends, not your parents, not God, you're going too far. I'll just tell you what I do. When I receive praise, I send that bad boy right up. At the most, I'll take a little nibble. Just a little. Just like maybe I shouldn't even be doing that, but I take a little and then I send the rest of it right up. Because there's so much that's working for us before we even get here. Even once you arrive, there's an infinite number of influences that made all of this possible. All of which I had no control over. I don't know about you. I don't think you had control over a lot of this either. So how could I let anything get to my head when, like, I didn't even make my head in the first place? I didn't even create it. So be confident because you're way more capable than you think. And maybe just the idea that you might not be capable enough may literally be the only thing that's stopping you. And do not fear arrogance. I understand. We all want to be humble. We all want to be modest. Those that are meant for you will not see you as arrogant. They will understand your true intentions. And when you make it, just remember, you're the same person that you've always been.